Auven.
June 10th, 2014, Mosul/northern Iraq. At check, Iraqi soldiers begin to disappear. Some leave their posts, some
remove their uniforms and blend into the people.
By nightfall, Iraq's second largest city is falling. The group entering Mosul is not new. It has been buried before. It has changed names before. It has lost leaders before. But now, it is back. And within weeks,
it will claim to be a state. This is how ISIS rose. We have to go back 11 years. March 2003, the United States.
It comes apart in pieces, and the army is dissolved. Both party officials are pushed out of government. Armed groups begin forming in the gaps. Some are nationalists.
Some are criminal, some are all three. Into this
In 2004, the figure pledges allegiance to a distant leader. His organization becomes a new network in Iraq.
Wants a long war against the United States and its allies. The figure wants Iraq to burn from the inside.
His target is not only American troops, it is Iraq's social fabric. A QI attacks coalition. The purpose is not just to kill, it is to provoke retaliation. If Shia militias attack Sunni civilians, the strategy is simple. By 2006, Iraq is sliding into sectarian civil war. Hashtag bombings, death squads, hashtag kidnappings. But he does not live to control it.
He is killed in a U.S. airstrike north of Baghdad.
4 months later, his successors announced the Islamic State of Iraq, or ISI. The name is important.
It is not just a militant group anymore. It is pretending to be a government. But the first version of this state is
Sunni tribal fighters turn against al-Qaeda in Iraq. And its successors. These groups are often called the Awakening Councils.
Or Sons of Iraq, they know the roads. The houses, the hiding places, with American and Iraqi support. They push up.
By 2008, the group is badly damaged. Leaders are killed and fighters are captured. Foreign recruits slow down.
What is left is not a state. It is a wounded network hiding in places like Mosul, Diyala, and the deserts between cities. This is where the story should have ended.
Not.
It did not.
Because collapse is not the same as death. Hashtag, it's remain. They rebuild cells. They collect money through extortion. They assassinate local officials. They study the weaknesses of the Iraqi state. And they wait in April 2010.
A new leader.
A new leader.
He is not a battlefield celebrity like Zarqawi. He is quieter, less visible, more bureaucratic under him. Two doors open. The first is in Iraq. U.S. forces withdraw at the end of the year. The Iraqi government is now
responsible for holding together. A country still divided by war. Communities accuse the government of exclusion, arrests, and sectarian rule.
Protests spread in Sunni areas.
Many are peaceful, some are not. Security forces respond harshly. The gap between Baghdad and large parts of the Sunni population grows.
Syrian state loses control of parts of the country. Rebel factions multiply, borders become porous. Weapons move, fighters move. Money moves. The war creates exactly what ISI needs: territory outside full state control, a massive pool of recruits, and a battlefield that connects Syria to Iraq.
The leader sends operatives into Syria.
One of the most important is a key operative who leads a new branch. At first, this Syrian branch is useful. It gives the leader access to the war next door. But success creates a problem. In April 2000,
The two groups are merging into one organization.
the new organization. By February 2014, al-Qaeda formally cuts ties with ISIS.
For most,
Being disowned by al-Qaeda would be a disaster. For ISIS,
It is more extreme, more territorial, more theatrical, and more willing to fight other rebels.
it does not want to be a franchise. It wants to be the center.
Raqqa becomes one of its
In northern Syria, ISIS builds a system of control. Courts, police, checkpoints, taxes, punishments, propaganda offices.
It is not only fighting for attention, it is practicing rule. Every service becomes a weapon. Every road becomes a checkpoint. Every civilian becomes a subject. Across the border in Iraq,
Old network is moving too. In 2013, ISIS launches campaigns against Iraqi security forces.
it attacks prisons and frees inmates.
It targets local leaders.
It intimidates communities that might resist. It does not need the Iraqi army to be defeated everywhere. It needs the army. At the end of 2013, ISIS fighters take parts of Fallujah and Ramadi. These names
A city had been one of the symbols of the war. Now, years after the United States said, the city is again in insurgent hands. The Iraqi government tries to respond, but the military is hollow. Poor leadership, sectarian mistrust, adfine, and low morale are now strategic weaknesses. Then comes Mosul on June 10, 2014. ISIS takes the city. The offensive is fast. Iraqi forces collapse faster than many expected.
Vehicles, weapons, and equipment are left behind.
prisons are opened. Banks and government offices fall into ISIS hands. The group that had once been nearly destroyed now controls a major city, a vast propaganda victory, and a corridor between Iraq. The map changes almost overnight. On June 11th, ISIS takes Tikrit. Days later, it seizes border crossings.
And pushes through towns across western and northern Iraq. Baghdad asks the United States for airstrikes.
Militias mobilize, Iran sends help. Kurdish forces hold parts of the north. Civilians flee in enormous numbers.
The war is no longer an insurgency, hidden in alleys and safe houses. It is a territorial crisis, an assassin. On June 29, 2014, the group announces the establishment of authority. It drops the geograts from its name. The leader, Hat, appears in a great mosque-esque and presents himself as Caliph. Most people reject the claim. Governments reject it, rival jihadists reject it. But for ISIS propaganda, rejection does not matter. The image matters. I stand here today, claiming authority across these borders.
The Caliphate is not recognized, but it is real enough to control lives. At its height, ISIS holds large parts of Iraq and Syria that governs through fear,
Bureaucracy, and constant violence. It taxes businesses, it sells oil through black markets. It seizes property, it recruits foreign fighters, it broadcasts executions and battlefield victories online. Its propaganda is not just aimed at the region. It is built for a global audience. The message is simple and false.
History has restarted here. But ISIS's rise also creates the coalition that will...
In August 2014, the United States begins airstrikes in Iraq after ISIS advances toward Kurdish areas.
And after thousands of Yazidis flee toward Mount Sinjar, the campaign expands into Syria. The next month,
Kurdish forces, Syrian Democratic Forces, #local militias, FAC, and a US LED coalition begin taking territory back. Piece by piece, the fall is slower than the rise. Tikrit, Ramadi, Fallujah, Mosul, Raqqa.
Each name takes months, sometimes years to retake. Destructive and costly for civilians. ISIS loses border crossings and command centers. It loses the ability, then it loses the cities that made the state believable.
By December 2017, Iraq declares victory over ISIS. By March 23rd, the Syrian Democratic Forces capture Baghouz, the last village held by the group's territorial in Syria. The map that shocked the world in 2014 is gone. But the story does not end with the map.
The group was never only territory. It grew, where prisons became recruiting centers, where sectarian politics broke trust,
Where war opened borders.
and where propaganda turned defeat into patience.
Its authority was destroyed. Its leader was later killed. Its cities were
But the conditions that built it were harder to bomb. In the deserts between, small cells continued to move in prisons and camps. Unresolved futures remained packed together behind wire. In other regions, affiliates borrowed the name. The flag no longer flew over the city. But the machinery underneath it had already proved something dangerous. A state can fall in a month. A network can wait for years. The map did not disappear. It learned.
This part is my personal view, especially because this is a sensitive subject. The rise of ISIS is often told as a story of one group. One flag, one leader. 1 year when everything suddenly went wrong. But that is too clean.
Where people stop believing.
where violence starts to look like the only language. Anyone still, that does not excuse what ISIS did. It only makes a society can defeat an army and still leave behind the conditions that allowed it to form. A prison can be cleared.
A city can be retaken. A leader can be killed. Revenge and political collapse do not disappear. Because a map...
Maybe the lesson is that broken systems create openings. And someone will always try to... If this story made you think differently,
Share your view below, not as a slogan,